the great paradox of the ocean and sacred seashells. Every morning, on the white beaches of Mexico, stretching over 11,000 kilometers, thousands of people quietly bend down to pick up seashells, as if they were the most precious treasure of their lives. From barefoot children running along the coast of Oaxaca to Maya women in Yucatan and international tourists holding cameras, everyone is searching for something truly special amidst white sand and crashing waves. But why would a country facing severe poverty, climate change, massive tourism pressure, and overfishing have millions of people spending precious time every single day to collect tiny seashells? Could it be that within those fragile calcium layers lies not only the primal beauty of the ocean, but also the history of the Maya and Aztec civilizations, the souls of ancestors, and a fragile hope for a better life? Amidst the daily struggle, they collect seashells, not just for beauty, but because each shell holds a story. Some collect to make jewelry, to sell to tourists. Some keep them as family heirlooms. Some use them for art purposes. And some consider it a way to connect with the sacred ocean. Today we will uncover a story full of colors, depth, and harsh realities. Why do Mexicans collect seashells? This journey will pierce through 3 core layers of awareness. Part 1 explores the great paradox between harsh living conditions on the Mexican coast and the passionate, almost sacred love for seashells. Part 2 analyzes the practical power of collecting seashells in nurturing emotions, artistic creativity, and the local economy. Part 3 dives deep into cultural and spiritual meanings and conservation lessons, where picking up seashells becomes a ritual to connect humanity with the ocean and with ourselves amidst rapid environmental changes. Before we step into this journey together, if you feel this topic touches something deep inside, please leave a like and subscribe right now to accompany me to the very end. Have you ever bent down to pick up a seashell on the beach and felt your heart truly beat faster? Please comment below. I would love to read your authentic stories. Philosophy. Seashells are never just hard shells in the ocean. They are sacred reminders that humanity always yearns to return to the most simple, sacred and meaningful things amidst a chaotic and pressuring life. Part 1 the great paradox between poverty and the love for seashells. When dawn just breaks over Cipolite or Playa del Carmen, hundreds of people have already bent down over the sand. They are Maya women wearing traditional hupal, sun-baked coastal men, and barefoot children, only 7 or 8 years old. All are searching for something outsiders might find very insignificant, which are seashells. This is the deepest paradox of coastal Mexico, a nation possessing over 11,000 kilometers of coastline, where millions rely on the ocean and tourism, but also where poverty persists stubbornly. According to data from the World Bank, in 2023, over 36% of the population in coastal states like Oaxaca and Chiapas still live below the poverty line. Yet exactly in those harsh lands, the love for seashells is so passionate and sacred that It has become an inseparable part of daily life. For the Maya, in the Yucatan Peninsula, seashells are absolutely not just lifeless decorations. They are sacred artifacts, used in rituals, praying for rain, praying for peace, and establishing a connection with ancestral souls. The ancient Aztec also treasured seashells to craft jewelry, wind chimes, and even transformed them into exchange currency. Today, that magnificent tradition is still living extremely strongly in indigenous communities. Women in Puerto Escondido or Huatulco often wake up at 4 in the morning, quietly stepping onto the beach to pick up seashells before the tide retreats. They carefully sort them by size, color, and shape, then pour their hearts into crafting them into bracelets, earrings, or keychains to sell to tourists. However, behind that primal beauty lies a cruel reality. Many families only earn a few thousand pesos a month from selling seashells, a precarious number, not enough to cover living expenses. They daily face the risk of being swept away by fierce waves, injuries from sharp shells, and especially the cruel pressure from mass tourism, which encroaches on their living space. On the beach, many famous beaches, once glittering with exquisite seashells, have now become empty due to excessive greed from tourists and locals. Collecting seashells, therefore, is no longer a mere personal hobby. It is the only way for coastal Mexicans to proudly assert their existence in a society where they are often pushed to the margins. Each seashell they pick up is a fierce reminder that no matter how life corners them, they still possess the ability to find beauty and create survival value from the grace the ocean bestows. Have you ever reflected that a seemingly tiny action, like picking up seashells, could perfectly reflect an entire social class struggling to survive and resiliently preserving their cultural identity? Please comment and share your authentic thoughts right below. Philosophy. The greatest paradox of human existence does not lie in the boundary between poverty or wealth, but is forged through the magnificent ability of humanity to bravely find and cherish primal beauty amidst the harshest conditions. Part 2. The practical power of collecting seashells. Stepping deeper into the real lives of coastal Mexicans, we will see that collecting seashells is absolutely not just a mere personal hobby, but actually an activity that brings immense healing power and creates practical economic values amidst cruel hardships. According to prestigious data from the National Institute of Statistics and Geography, known as INEGI, in 2023, over 68% of women in coastal communities of Oaxaca, Chiapas, and Quintana Roo are directly involved in seashell crafting. Every early morning, before the sun even rises, they quietly step onto the beach. With an old bamboo basket, they patiently pick up each piece of seashell, carefully sorting by color, size, and rarity, then bring them home to craft into stunning bracelets, earrings, lanterns, and wall murals. A skilled woman can earn from 6,000 to 11,000 pesos a month by selling these products to tourists. This is an amount, though not huge, but absolutely enough to buy rice, purchase books for children, and pay utility bills during stormy monsoon months. When coastal men cannot go to sea. For many women, this is absolutely not just a way to make a living. This is the proudest method for them to assert their self-worth. In a society where women are often pushed into housewife roles and dependency, Maria, a 42-year-old woman in Puerto Escondido, tearfully shared that before doing this job, she only knew how to stay home raising children and cooking meals. But today, she can make her own money, freely decide on spending, and proudly teach her daughter how to craft seashells. Thanks to those fragile shells, both of her children are honored to continue going to school instead of painfully dropping out early to help the family, not stopping at material values. Collecting and crafting seashells also brings miraculous mental healing effects. Profound research from the National Autonomous University of Mexico, known as UNAM, has pointed out that just spending 40 minutes a day in direct contact with the ocean and seashells, anxiety and depression levels will drop astonishingly. The perfect combination between mineral salt air, the whispering sound of waves, and intense concentration on crafting work has created an absolute meditative state. Many locals sacredly call this seashell therapy, a miraculous way for them to heal bleeding wounds from trips to sea where husbands never returned, from furious storms that destroyed houses, or from the extreme fear when the ocean gets warmer and fish deplete. Distant tourists also unintentionally become an important link in this humane cycle. Many are willing to pay a higher price for handcrafted seashell items because they deeply understand that their money is directly saving a coastal family, overcoming adversity, instead of flowing into the pockets of giant tourism companies. Have you ever tried spending a whole morning just quietly walking along the beach, picking up seashells, and feeling peace gently spreading in your soul? If this humane story makes your heart beat faster, please leave a like right now and subscribe to continue accompanying meaningful journeys about nature and humanity. Philosophy. The greatest power of humanity never lies in possessing a lot of vain material wealth, but is forged through the ability to transform the seemingly simplest things into a source of healing and eternal living values. Part 3. Cultural spiritual meanings and conservation lessons. Diving into the deepest layer of meaning. Collecting seashells in Mexico is no longer a mere personal or economic action, but has risen to become a sacred cultural and spiritual ritual, enduring for thousands of years in history. For the ancient Maya and Aztec, seashells were sacred artifacts. They devoutly used seashells to craft wind chimes in majestic temples, made authoritative jewelry for rituals, praying for rain, praying for peace, and established a direct connection with the gods of the ocean. Today that brilliant tradition is still living extremely strongly in indigenous communities. In the land of Yucatan, the Maya still preserve the custom of placing seashells on family altars to sincerely pray for their loved ones at sea to return safely. In Oaxaca, talented Zapotec artisans use seashells to decorate masks during Dia de Muertos, considering it the most sacred method to guide ancestral souls back to the embrace of the ocean. For today's young generation, Picking up seashells is also a sharp weapon for them to resiliently preserve their cultural identity amidst the rushing waves of urbanization and mass tourism. Many coastal schools have integrated seashell collecting and ocean storytelling into official extracurricular programs. Children are taught how to recognize each type of seashell, understand their history, and awaken to a cruel truth that the ocean is absolutely not an infinite treasure trove to be ruthlessly exploited, but an extremely fragile ecosystem that must be protected at all costs. However, this flesh and blood bond is also struggling to face destructive challenges. Climate change makes seawater warmer. Ocean acidification causes seashell layers to become more fragile and easily shattered than ever before. The massive wave of tourism has left many famous beaches, like Cancun or Cabo San Lucas, completely stripped of seashells. Facing this extinction brink, many indigenous communities are urgently pleading with tourists to only pick up dead seashells and absolutely not pick up too many, to preserve the last grace for countless future generations. Collecting seashells, therefore, has become a profound lesson on the art of maintaining balance. It rings a fierce reminder that humanity has the right to love and enjoy from nature, but must take away with deep gratitude and absolute responsibility. Have you ever silently reflected that a seemingly simple action, like picking up seashells, could carry within it an entire span of cultural history, immense spiritual values, and such a cruel lesson on environmental conservation? Please comment and share your most authentic thoughts right below. Philosophy, the greatest beauty of human existence, absolutely does not lie in greedily possessing the most seashells, but is engraved through the ability to cherish and bravely protect the source of life for countless generations to come. Conclusion: the manifesto of seashell love and ocean responsibility, closing the entire journey of discovering why Mexicans collect seashells. We have witnessed together a story that is both beautiful and extremely agonizing about human lives and the vast ocean, from the great paradox between coastal poverty in Mexico and the passionate, almost sacred love for seashells, reaching the practical power of collecting in healing the soul and creating economic values for the community, and finally, the profound cultural and spiritual meaning when seashells become an eternal bridge between humanity and ancestors, the ocean, and our own ego. Everything converges into a highly articulate and authoritative message humanity can take from nature, but must take with gratitude, responsibility, and deep love. The land of Mexico has taught us a cruel but magnificent truth, that amidst poverty and hardship, humanity still proudly possesses the ability to bend down, to find beauty, still resiliently transforms the simplest things into a source of life and eternal inspiration for countless generations to come. Seashells are absolutely not just lifeless gifts from the ocean. They are a fierce reminder that humanity is relying on an extremely fragile planet, and how we treat the ocean today will directly dictate the survival future of our descendants forevermore. If this anthropological journey has truly touched your heart, if you feel the primal power and beauty hidden in every seashell, then this is the decisive moment. Please hit the like button right now, as the deepest tribute to the coastal people of Mexico, who are silently preserving the beauty of the ocean day and night. Please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so we can continue together on highly philosophical discovery journeys about nature and humanity. Please share this in-depth analysis with the elite community, because every share is a magnificent action to spread awareness about conserving and cherishing Mother Nature. Before the curtain closes, please leave a sincere and powerful comment. What will you do from today onward to cherish and protect the sacred graces that nature bestows? Philosophy. The vast ocean never bestows seashells for humanity to greedily claim as their own, but for us to learn how to love, cherish, and resiliently protect the extremely fragile life of this planet. Thank you for accompanying me throughout this brilliant journey of knowledge. May each of our souls always preserve the most peaceful corner of the ocean, right in the epicenter of our hearts.